Well, yeah, I come from a Jewish background, and so I didn't grow up hearing much about Jesus at all or the gospel. When I was in high school, I started taking Judaism more seriously than the rest of my family. I was really digging for answers, I think. I was walking home from synagogue at the end of the holiday, and I didn't feel close to God. And I thought, what did I do wrong? What did I miss? What did I forget? And then I remembered there was this obscure teaching by the rabbis, not in Scripture, but that you're not supposed to wear leather shoes on Yom Kippur. And I thought, that's why God seems distant. I wore the wrong shoes. And then I thought, that's crazy. That is the most ridiculous thing. There's got to be some other way to know God. I met a group of friends my age who were Christians who talked about knowing God in a personal way. And it was so attractive to me and so different. They really did know God in a personal way. They prayed about everything. They prayed in English, which I thought was really different. I thought you had to pray to God in Hebrew. Either these people are crazy or they really do know God. And that started for me a real wrestling and a back and forth and a lot of dialogues, which I think for me set the idea that the way you engage about faith is not just one person presenting something, but it's a conversation. It's a back and forth kind of rabbinic kind of dialogue. I read books that talked about Judaism and Christianity fitting together. Telling my family wasn't exactly fun. In fact, I chickened out and I didn't tell them for a while, and I finally told my parents over the telephone. And my parents responded in a very liberal, open-minded kind of way. Well, if this makes you happy, that's fine. Just don't shave your head. Well, you should know, I tried witnessing to my family in many ways, all of which were very direct and blunt, and here, let me send you things, let me tell you things. I sent them a copy of the Bible, copy of the Jesus film, and nothing seemed to work for well over a decade. And then I think, to be honest, I actually gave up. I think I had given up hope that anything could possibly get through. And then one time I was talking to my mother on the telephone. My mother had told me about a funeral that she had just went to, and I knew the person who died. And so my mother said to me on the phone at one point, well, at least now he's in a better place. But for once, rather than preaching a sermon, I chose instead to just ask questions because I think that the straightforward approach hadn't worked. And I had been doing some study of the way Jesus asked questions. But I said to my mother, how do you know that? And eventually she said, I guess I don't know that. And that was a pivotal moment in both her wrestling with things and also in my understanding about how to do evangelism. Sometimes maybe asking a question is better than making a statement. And sometimes allowing something to go unsettled and uncomfortable is the way to go.